So Hamalila blows the start of the second half here. We are hoping there'll be goals coming through in this match that has been dropped in terms of goals in the first 45 minutes plus 1 minute of additional time. It's Lusaka Dynamos in red on the right on your screen, and the visitors being Buildcon Football Club on the left. So a big game. The record for both sides in terms of movement upwards if they do get a result this afternoon. Zimba Joseph, same movement. They start again with Sikombe, chested by Cherry Chabula. Emmanuel to the left. Zimba hoping to see where he's going to whip in the cross. Chested nicely by Aubrey Funga. Shot taken, takes a deflection, but picked up by Prince Malekani. Ndala will pick this one up without trouble. I always say in my commentary, it's probably become a cliche or music to your ears that I like the way he just holds the ball and kicks it out. He's got this funny way of kicking out the ball. Monga Ndala. Gerard Chisha for Buildcon Football Club, cutting inside. His communication with Edward Tembo means that Dynamos will say thank you very much to that mistake. Chabula extension, finds Funga, heavy touch.
But even with that being said, Matimba, Mongandala's distribution way better than a lot of his peers in the same position. His opposite number, really dreadful. Prince or Adams will be coming on because they need a direct player there. Sacrificed is the young man in Derrick.
So Adams Zikiru introduced for the Zambia Under-20 international, Derrick Bulaya, the Ghanaian, also to come in. The first time he's coming off the bench since joining Lusaka Dynamos from Fole Malembe. Picked up by Buildcon on the right with Zephania Piri, who does a bad job. Chisha could not even stop it. Magenge collects the bits and pieces. Otieno extension, wide to Aubrey Funga. Now they've got the attack, they've got the wind in the sails. Shot taken and a good save by Prince Malekane. It was headed for the top right corner from Aubrey Funga. Oh, how much power is packed in that right foot. Getting to this second stanza. Corner taken. Goal kick.
Adam's first touch should have been magical. Just makes contact that he wouldn't have envisioned. Funga once again with that telling pass. But before then, look at the shot. He's going for that top corner. And Funga does possess those lessons that really do trouble goalkeepers. The goalkeeper, Prince, just making sure that that ball is pushed away from danger. Dynamos showing a declaration of intent. They do have wind under their sails at the moment. A goal is needed. It's almost as if the atmosphere is pregnant with anticipation.
Now, and the offside flag already gone up. First assistant not in any way being made to wait for any of those decisions to come through. Thomas Kaela. The second assistant, Brendan Ngosa, also being Mr. Busy B on that far right. Oh. Obanda. Chabula. Put himself under necessary pressure there. He could have done better just to show some composure. Lately, we're not seeing defenders that can actually build up from the back in terms of the confidence, take one or two players. But again, it's also good just to do safety first and take the ball out so as you don't invite trouble to yourself and the team overall. Funga, Aubrey, he had a shot earlier on saved by Prince Malekani. Sikombe. Without controlling it properly, was hoping to get Chabula, who does a bad job of it all. Offers his apologies quickly. You could tell the frustration, but Ian Bakara just prowling around the technical area. Well, it seems these days every game in the first MTN Super Division is a must-win match. And I reckon this one is no exception, especially for the two sides who will be hoping to make some significant movement upwards on the log standings. Zikiru, first touch for the Ghanaian. He's calling for Zimba to come through, hoping that a cross can come through. This is good hold up by the Ghanaian. Marvin Jerry stuck in there with Praise Toner, picked up by Najib Abbas. Oh, Jerry just pulling the shirt there, and a yellow card, yes, without a doubt. Right call by referee Matthews Hamalila. And it's Marvin Jerry, the 28-year-old attacking midfielder for the Lusaka Dynamos side, into the ref's book.
That's what Brand gets you. And for me, he just needs a bit of support, because he's turning around and making secos and donuts around those Lusaka Dynamos defenders. If he could have two or even one for company, can you imagine what he would deliver? The ball comes into his stride, holds the ball very well. I think there's more that is expected of the defenders of Lusaka Dynamos, the likes of Magenge. He turns around and takes his shot, saved by the bell. Mongandala makes sure that his defense just enjoys the fact that he's the last line of that wall.
Corner now for the Buildcon side, and in the meantime they make a substitution. Musonda Kapembwa, who is on loan from Napsa Stars, being introduced, taken up as a second change for this Buildcon side in place of the Zimbabwean Praise Toner. It's beginning to tend to be busy for Mr. Mongandala. Shot taken, blocked again. They're pushing now to hoping to unhinge the door that has been put up by Lusaka Dynamos, this Buildcon side. Zephania P. Edward Tembo. Musonda is unmarked. Good switch play. Finds Shadrack Musonda. Tembo. Kapembwa. Najib Abbas. 6 passes according to my count, and too much for Kapembwa, and he's very upset, livid with the whole situation. Mongandala, even as that final pass came through to Musonda Kapembwa. Well, it's probably just what the doctor ordered in terms of the second half. In this case, we're talking of Boyd Mulwanda as the coach for this Buildcon side. Pobanda. Sikaonga. Chisha, one of the two players so far, left-footed naturally. Zephania Piri up against the challenge from Sikombe. Gets the better of the Zambian international. Chisha Kapembwa. Second ball for Brian Mwira. He can pull the trigger here. Good save by Mongandala. He made himself big. And the former Warriors man, the ball hitting him in the midriff, has not disappointed. The pressure has been more on Lusaka Dynamos.
Look, you know what's going to happen. The ball is going to come through the channel. They're going to look for Brian. That's what's going to happen. Little 1-2. Brian will be looking to beat his marker in this instance. Mongandala really comes up big. He opens up his body.
On the other side, even as you're talking about that.
Brian knows fully well that, he just needs to beat the goalkeeper. Mongandala does very well, makes himself big. You don't concede at the near post. But again, I'm thinking to myself that the likes of Magenge needs to be moving Brian more to his right-hand side because they made it easy for him.
Sikombe. Oh, the captain for Lusaka Dynamos is really ending his money this afternoon, especially that save up against Branwell. It had a lot of power as well. Najib Abbas, dominance in the midfield now beginning to show. This should be advantage for the Buildcon side. Duncan Otieno was beaten for pace there. The Kenyan had any other option but to bring down the Ghanaian in Najib Abbas. A shot taken. Intention good, execution not on point. Mr. Mongandala had an opportunity during the week to watch the training session for Lusaka Dynamos on Wednesday at their training base, the Bank of Zambia Sports Complex, and just see how they were fine-tuning for this weekend's fixture. It's a friendly atmosphere you get at the Dynamos training base. Gerard Chisha. Shadrack Musonda up against Paul Ban. Gets the better of two players, but the final delivery not on point. Otieno, Duncan. Skaonga. Wide to Musonda. Joliba wins the challenge. Now you can clear it. Tembo. Good to see Tembo lasting up to this stage of the match. Chisha. Nothing given. And he goes down, Gerard Chisha.
The Lusaka Dynamos have seemingly lost their shape. And I was a little bit concerned when I was talking about them needing reinforcements, even as the foul there comes through because Gerard Chisha needs a little bit of attention. Dr. Bright Chipili obviously called to show his skills there. Boyd Mwandila knows fully well that his team has his tails up. Now, I was mentioning earlier that Lusaka Dynamos have a lot of opportunities. Anif Adams.
Yeah, with Francis Wale on the left, who is the CEO for this NAPSA Stars side, this
Lusaka
Dynamos side.
Francis has been with the team for a while. You can also talk about Lusaka Dynamos as Anif Adams started with the club just in the 80s.
Last time out we talked about
his business that is he's well known for, a certain sort of business. I think he's given us a lot of memories over the years from the 80s to the 90s, and in particular, right on, where you're known.
Vikana Square, Chiozi Road.
Chiozi Road, Vikana Square Beauty.
In North Mid. Player down for the Buildcon side. It's a serious injury concern there, but let's take a look what happened to Gift Sikaonga. Yeah, it was, I think it was, he came up against his own player, his teammate in Shadrack Musonda, so the team medics quickly coming out to attend to Gift Sikaonga. Bakala, Stephen Mwansa, and Josephat Tinkoma now have to think about where that goal will come through. Wetson Nyerenda. You say very few words, but they will really have an impact, I guess, when he talks to the various players. So Gift Skaonga already taken off, stretcher called in, and 2 changes made. But on the other side, Mbui Wambui with Boyd Mulwanda also have to think and think deep. Wout Tembo on the bench, one of those that may come in. Mulwanda, who played most of his football at City of Lusaka, but formed a very strong partnership in that Navoya secondary school team that had the likes of Gerard Sakala, NX Masia, and were a really dominant force when it came to inter-schools competitions, to be more precise.
The Coca-Cola Cup,
Coca-Cola Cup, yes.
I remember they did quite a number on Munali, and of course Kafiwa boys.
Chongwe Secondary School as well. Perry Mutap and the team were coming from there.
Yeah, there was a lot of talent coming in from the schools, and obviously resurgence as well now when you talk about Christmas tournaments and discoveries in the likes of Kalikiliki, Chawama and Mutendere. But right now, it's the exploits of the Ghanaian Adams that will be expected to really come alive. And his opposite number in Brian Mwila. He's been scoring for fun for his team. This afternoon he needs to come alive.
Tembo, the guilty one there. Edwards, the product of the Lusaka Youth Soccer Academy. That's where actually honed his skills, Tembo. Lusaka Youth Soccer Academy known for producing a lot of players such as Pokatema, Malan Gondwe, Chepeshingo, Sasunzu, Twiz and Kukakafula. Of course, Boyd Mwanda as well is former coach for Lusaka Youth, and so is Chisimbewe. But now, all that history in terms of Tembo committing the foul, we'll have to wait because we've got a chance here. Otieno is stepping back. Looks like he might be the one to take this one. There's an interested party in there in the number 14, Colin Sikombe, Prince Malekani in there as well.
We've seen him score from range, Matimba, but I think Otieno will be looking to thump it.
It's taken, blocked. Dauda. Joseph Zimba with a throw for Lusaka Dynamos. And for Zikiru, chased it nicely, cleared out by Tembo. It's a desperate clearance coming through from the Buildcon side. Oh, some words there coming through from referee Hamali that telling Sikombe to take things a little bit easy.
There was a kick out from Sikombe, and I think very unsportsmanlike.
And the Zambian international later on, a rush of blood to his head. Tembo. Stopped by Paul Banda. White to Funga. Zikiru Adams. Otieno. Looking for a cross is Lusaka Dynamos. They've got a lot of numbers there. Otieno whips in one in the box. Headed out by Dennis Dauda. Attack is on. Musonda looking for Brian Mwila. You always have to put him in the spaces like Muka said. And we'll do the run. Musa Mayeko Muhammad. Mwila. I said the doctors have done a very good job on Brian Mwila because they'd spent a lot of time on the treatment bed. He's coming back from Austria. Good switch play to Shadrach Musonda. Controls very well. This is good play. It's very slow, Shadi, but when you come up with the likes of Funga, attack Lusaka Dynamos now. Still going on the ball, looking like it's stuck to the legs of Aubrey Funga. The player also played for the Urban Warriors in South Africa. That's Cape Town, Axe Cape Town. Dauda doing some good job defensively. Chisha Attack is on. Offside flag stays down. Bran Mwila. Chance now for Buildcon here. The angle has been narrowed. Oh, there's a heavy touch from Mwila. Finds Chisha. Tembo. And wasted.
Lusaka Dynamos risk being hit on a counter. They've really been picked apart by this Buildcon side, but unfortunately we are not getting a lot of support again. It's predictable. He'll get the ball, he'll make the run, you can push him wide. There's need for support play. Somebody needs to come into the field of play, either via substitution or better yet.
There's a chance here. Win opportunity here. And what decision? Penalty. Goal kick.
Goal kick.
Oh, it almost looked like he had pointed.
Right call, Matimba. Right
Look
call.
at how Mwila. But Mwila should have held his own.
He took too long. He took too long. And right call, really. Mwila beats the goalkeeper. He should pull the trigger. He needs to pull the trigger. And unfortunately, he doesn't. And he knows that he's lost an opportunity there. He just waits for the tackle. And by then,
would have increased his goal tally Mwila to 5. But what a missed chance there. Wanted to make it look spectacular, but Dynamos were not going to allow him to do that, Bran Mwila. But question marks now being brought in terms of the Lusaka Dynamos formation. Chabula. Sikombe. Cross comes through. Chabula! Set by the goalkeeper. The good ski out from Roderick Kembo. This is end-to-end stuff. Najib Abbas. Zimba wins. Sikombe. Foul by Tembo, and Tembo must be very careful. Yellow card. Chabula does not seem to appreciate that challenge from the former Zambia under-20 international Edward Tembo.
The match turning into something scrappy, but Colin Sikombe once again, delightful ball through the center on the volley. Emmanuel Chabula, goalkeeper, comes, tops Prince as well, goes into the channel, and unfortunately, not the best of reactions coming from Adams. I think he was far off, but the clearance again. Your defense needs to come alive and try to make it count. And I think at that juncture, you could see that everything was around Roderick. And then there it is. He really doesn't need any assist. He falls down on his own. I think he loses the ball there. And once he's in that position, the angle is really acute. He should have hit it first time. Bit of a heavy touch once he beats the goalkeeper. Mongandala did Brian have on the ball there. There was contact from Musa Muhammad, but not enough for a penalty for me.
Oh, it's a missed chance for Buildcon from the leading, the talisman Bran Mwila, who in his early days used to play as a defender and the goalkeeper. Gerard Chisha. Picked up by Duncan Otieno, Mr. Derrick Football. Sikombe. The run being made by Chabula. Zikiru Adams. Jerry. There's a player behind him in Musonda. He's kept alive now. Chabula takes a shot, blocked by Roderick Kembo. This is good football we're being presented with here at the Nkoloma Stadium. The only missing ingredient to it is the goals.
Well, much needed sigh of relief, so to say, from Zimba's attempt that goes out for a throw-in. Quite scrappy the game, too open for me. A goal here might overturn everything, might be the undoing of either of the teams. They need to be more tight.
Chance now to go forward. The cross is brought in. It's a desperate one.
Well, when Sikombe goes through that defense like a hot knife through butter, really, he's whisking his way, and it's almost expected that any touch might result into a penalty. Lusaka Dynamos is doing the most.
Player down for Buildcon, Shadrack Musonda. And very quickly dashes to the scene to have a look at the extent of the injury to Shadrack Musonda, who came in the 19th minute as the first change of the match when he was introduced for Eric Owusu. Originated from Kalulushi Modern Stars is Shadrack Musonda. Chested nicely by Brian Muila. I think the performance that Muila is showing so far is seriously beginning to put a headache in terms of the national team selectors ahead of the Algerian-Zimbabwe encounters back-to-back. They will be. So a change for Lusaka Dynamos. They're bringing the Botswana international, the Mini Cooper Mutosi, as the second change in place of Marvin Jere. So the Botswana international, in his third game being introduced, the 23-year-old formerly of Township Rollers in the Botswana League. Don't clear out, straight to goalkeeper Mongandala. Dynamos pushing everyone forward. For the very first time off your screen, we saw Wetson Nyirenda upstanding because of the pressure. Maybe, possibly. Well, I remember watching a game, I think it was in the late 90s, between Burkina Faso and Nigeria, and it was a kick out from the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper, I think, for Burkina Faso had moved out of his line and straight from one end to the other, it was a goal. So that's what maybe Peace Malekani, a few moments ago, we saw him try to do that, citing that Mongandala was out of his line and area. 18 minutes we have here. Joseph Zimba. Cross comes through. Chabula was readying himself to connect that one. Good defensive work done by Roderick Kembo. Sikombe. The tide and tempo of the match now in favor of Lusaka Dynamos, only that they're failing to unlock the setup put up by this Buildcon side. The Jeep. Cover and goal kick. Captain really working hard, Najib Abbas.
Showing a lot of experience.
Oh, Cooper is already down since coming in. Interested to see what could have happened here.
Well, Najib goes into him and a bit of an elbow. Mini Cooper will obviously just get up, which he does. And he must feel there's nothing like that in Haverun.
Chisha. Zimbaritra wanted to have an afternoon ride on the back of Chisha. Brian Muila. Took his eyes off the ball. Zephania Piri. Muila will do the chest. He's still alive here. You find it, keeps it in play. Good reaction. Cross comes through, cleared out by Magenge. Cooper. Najib Abbas. Zephania. White to Gerard Chisha. Up against Joseph Zimba. Both are naturally left-footed. Zephania whips in one. Headed out by Makavaniso Magenge. Throw taken. And this should be a decision against Joseph Zimba. So the one talking about him wanting to have an afternoon ride on the back of Chisha.
Jaliba coming out and saying, look, what did I do wrong? FIFA, what did I do wrong? Well, Valentine's Day has since passed. All that love you are showing Gerard Chisha is not really permitted at this juncture.
Got 15 minutes, 14 before the end of this match.
Again. Hello, I want you. You 1 year. I want you 1 year. You go by here. Here, come here. Hello, Maluda.
Mongandala.
Hello.
Listen to him.
He's doing running commentaries in the field in terms of organizing his defense. Maluda is calling Sikombe, the Zikiru and Joseph Zimba. Tembo Edward takes this one. Headed out by Cooper. Oh, there's so much physicality in this match and that's what Cooper has been presented with. Remember, Cooper, apart from playing for the... So next week, our broadcast starts with Friday when Chingalika, Kito United, will take on the Red Hot side, Red Arrows. Kito United losing yesterday 1-0 against Prison Leopards. Arrows winning 3-0 against Buffaloes. Then the El Kopala, Kito Derby is on, the first one for this 2020-21 season. Aba ready up against Aba Yellow at Tinkana Stadium. In the meantime, there's a change that is going to be made. The Namibian international Willie Patrick Stefanis being introduced as the third change for Lusaka Dynamos. And out goes Aubrey Funga. So the 30-year-old Namibian Stefanis in. This is his third season for Lusaka Dynamos. Of course, on Sunday, in terms of the broadcast on the World of Champions, it will be 2 games at the Levi Monawasa Stadium in Ndola. And it all starts with Team Kopala, Buildcon Football Club, in action right now, up against Tonka Tusige, who drew scoreless against Power Dynamos. Then Fole Malembe, up against Zegamambo in Ndola Derby. This is a crack of a game. And you do well to catch up and watch it on the World of Champions Superlicious in the splendor of high definition. Dennis Dauda. Adam Zikiru. Chabula, strong bang coming through from Gift Sikaonga. Cooper. First touch by Willie Stefanis. It's a searching ball, finds Zikiru, offside.
Well, there's a goal that would have been manufactured in Botswana, refined in Namibia, and of course packaged in Ghana. But unfortunately, it couldn't come through.
Wilmo Hatembo coming in as a third change in place of Gerard Chisha. Last time out in one of the games that we did broadcast, Hatembo came off the bench. And what good performance he put in. The player who spent a lot of time and seasons at the Nakambala Leopards side, Wilmo Hatembo. 3 changes made on either side. They still have an option of 2 more into the last 10 minutes of this match. Scoreless
game since opened up, and I won't be surprised if we see some mistakes, because both teams just playing a little bit of open football. Stefanas to chase, and Gifts Kaonga will be looking to just put it out for a throw-in. It was a 50-50 opportunity, really. A yellow card, a bit unfair, I reckon. Mini Cooper will feel hard done. Well, I need to see it on second glance, but I think from the first look, that was a 50-50 opportunity. The ball was there. He did just put his foot in front of the ball. But then again, FIFA, as is referred to, might have seen slightly more than I have. Mini Cooper coming in the 71st minute, takes him 10 minutes. Ooh, now I understand why he got the yellow. He actually missed the entire ball and went straight into Kapambwe.
Well, he's played for some of the glamorous sides in the Botswana League. Apart from being on the books of Township Pro, has also played for Extension Ghana's Cooper. This man really now has to think about the last 9 minutes. What is he going to offer with his team in such a CV? Wetson has Baroka FC, Ferroviao, HCB Songo in Mozambique. The local front, of course, Zesco United, Zanaco, the Zambia senior national team, the under-17, City of Lusaka. You know, this is a wasted chance from Zephania Piri.
Cake without icing is a scone.
See, you like sweet things, eh?
Ah, Zephania just does everything you have to do. Bakes the cake very well and really doesn't put the icing on the cake. He needed to whoop in a Kayla. He needed to put in a delivery that would have made Brian proud of him. But unfortunately, all of that showboating leads to nothing. Maybe Hatambo can do better.
Umo Hatembo. And now the second attempt, Mwila blocked. That was a good blockade that came through from
Joliba.
Joliba. Just
Talk about dying for your team.
That's dying.
Put your body on the line.
Simply put.
Well, in the last 7 minutes, in fact, for the last 10 minutes, it looks like it's Buildcon that have their tails up. They're really pushing this Lusaka Dynamos side to the wire. And you almost think that there's something that is just on the edge, waiting for that break. An offside, Brian. But earlier on, an opportunity comes through the center. Looking. An offside, Brian. But earlier on, an opportunity comes through the center. Looking to be hit on the volley. Returned pass. And Brian is about to pull the trigger. And Joliba has got a whole fresh idea on him.
Sikombe. Chance now. You could see how Zikiru was waiting there up against Dennis Dauda before he says fair challenge.
It's important to play to the whistle at all times.
I just like the way Mwila controls his chest control. He doesn't allow the ball to bounce off his chest.
I like what you said, that the selectors who have a bit of a problem. I don't think there's a player in the current national team who possesses what he has.
I agree with you in totality on this one. Many a times we normally disagree on one or two issues, but this one.
Oh, Matimba, it's good to see you've come around.
Yeah. 6 minutes.
But it's a good headache to have. I think you're Micho in the technical bench. It's a good headache to have because you need the best players. And it's must-win games for Zambia in their next two encounters.
Brian Wheeler. Tembo. Or rather, I beg your pardon, it's actually Shadrach Musonda, not Tembo. Tembo, I meant to say that it's for the very first time since moving from Zega Mambo that he's having as many as 85 minutes in terms of game time in the Buildcon shirt. Musa Muhammad. Magenge. Paul Banda. Emmanuel Chabula. Chess for the boys on with Zikiru. Corner. 7 corners. 9 total attacks in general. But now they've got a corner with Willie Stefanis. That's so tight in there, and 53% ball possession the visitors are commanding. And Kani comes out of his line, cleared out by Dennis Dauda. The goalkeeper is down, and so play will be stopped.
Total of offsides in this match, 3 for Lusaka Dynamos. They've been more forceful of the two teams. Generally, they've tried to dominate play, and it shows from the number of passes as well. 302 to 258 complete passes for Buildcon Football Club. Incomplete passes, well, they're really close. Nothing to really separate them that much. It's only 2, 104 and 102. It's Dynamos who lead in the incomplete passes as well. Tackles made, 2 for Lusaka Dynamos. 1 was a very, very important tackle. Joliba goes through and stops Brian.
Who's going to score? Push again. 15 minutes you're talking sham. Oh, merit.
Mbui wa Mbui.
I like it when Mbui is speaking, you know, not necessarily Kiswahili, Lingala. So I met him in the tunnel, and he was telling Prince not to move. So I was stroking up a little bit on my Lingala.
Drop ball. Cooper. Started off again with Stefanis coming through. Wide to Paul Banda. Headed out by Dennis Dauda. Brian Wheeler. It almost looked like he was going for his yellow card in Matthews Hamalida. But again, remember that Duncan Otieno is always a recipient of yellow cards. I remember the game against Nkwazi Football Club. It was a Friday football. He actually got a yellow card as well. But this one, nothing given here. Ndala to organize his defense again. I love such goalkeepers that really come out strong and they organize their defense. Comes through and grazes the roof of the net. So waiting for the additional optional time here. Otieno.
On the verge of qualification are Goma here from Kenya. They lead 2-1 against NAPSA. There's only about 2 minutes to play there. There's 3 to play here in addition. Hopefully we can see a goal here. NAPSA Stars did score away from home, but away goals rules that team with the most goals goes to the next phase. And Goma here have scored 2 in Zambia, whilst NAPSA only scored 1 in Kenya. Difficult one there. Later on tonight, I think 21 Central African time. It's Zambia's Nkana away in Morocco. Away from his line is Mongandala.
Header from Zephania.
Well, it's not over until it's over. NAPSA Stars with virtually but the last kick who have to make it count. What we are hearing is that with 30 seconds to go, NAPSA Stars have been given a penalty. If the last kick of the game, if the penalty goes in, the Zambian side will qualify to the group stage.
Stefanes straight to goalkeeper Malekani, spills it, and it's a goal! Spilled by the goalkeeper. And Duncan Otieno breaks the hearts of the Buildcon supporters here. Mistake by Prince Malekani. Butter hands, and you got a feel for Boyd Mulwanda. And surely Otieno with his first for the season.
Well, once again, the goalkeeper spills it. Look at that. He just top pokes it. The goalkeeper cannot say anything. He gifted him something early in the match, but he didn't make it count. And now, a belated Valentine's gift. Certainly, Lusaka Dynamos will pick up all 3 points now, unless something spectacular happens. Mbui Wambui knows fully well what that means. He's an unhappy camper. They have problems in goals. Leonardo Zonjo Manjara letting a few goals in, and now Prince Malekani.
So goal for Otieno is first for the season. Lusaka Dynamos 1, Buildcon 0. Wow. Big blow now for Buildcon. And it will be the first win for Lusaka Dynamos in Lusaka up against Buildcon Football Club since 2017. Adam Zikiru. Foul by Wumo Hatembo. Zikiru will buy a bit of time, I'll tell you this one.
It looks like everybody above 65 has a heart-in-mouth moment. The pensioners about to take the penalty. AFCON winner Emmanuel Mayuka to take from what we are hearing. If he scores, they make it to the group stage, Matimba. Nail-biting action. It's gone in. Emmanuel Mayuka makes it 2 apiece for NAPSA Stars. They lead 3-2 on goal difference. If it ends like this, it's NAPSA Stars to make it to the group stage.
And so the final whistle has come through here. In the meantime, it's Lusaka Dynamos who claim the 3 points. They've beaten Buildcon. It has ended in this fashion. So this is how the goal came through. Goalkeeper spilled it. Good reaction from Otieno. And the 27-year-old Kenyan really put in one, and an important one it is, you feel, for Malekane. So after all is said and done here at the Nkoloma Stadium, Otieno the goal. It has ended Lusaka Dynamos Elite 1 team